What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys a Week 12 team builder for the WPL, taking on TPB and the Daytona Tirtougas, who replaced DS and the Birmingham Vulpix, who would have been our opponent this week. TPB's got a really cool team. He ended up dropping basically all of it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm fairly confident he dropped literally everything except for the Lele. So I had a lot of interesting stuff to go through about his team here. If I wasn't aware, I would have prepped entirely for the old team because there was no announcement from Sohan about any drops or anything like that on this one. So he's got a rain team. He's got the Tapu Lele, Volcanion, Politoed, Super Z, Tornadus Incarnate, Regular Z, Gligar, Cradily, Mega Swampert, Jirachi, Regular Z, Omastar, Klefki, and Aselgor. Priority-wise, he's got the Aselgor with Water Shuriken, but he also has the Klefki with Prankster Shenanigans, as well as the Tornadus Incarnate with Prankster Shenanigans. Those are really status moves, though, that are priority, so no attacking priority moves outside of the Aselgor there. Hazard setters, he's got the Gligar with rocks, Cradily with rocks, Swampert with rocks, Jirachi with rocks, Omastar with rocks, spikes, T-spikes, Klefki with spikes, and Aselgor with spikes and T-spikes. So wide variety of hazard setting, and I needed to bring a remover because my team has terrible removal, and I think he's going to want to spike stack me in some way with either Klefki or Aselgor. I'm not sure which. Removal options, he's got the Volcanion with Defog, Tornadus with Defog, Gligar with Defog, and Klefki with Defog. And 4x weaknesses, he's got the Gligar 4x weak to Ice, Swampert 4x weak to Grass, and Omastar 4x weak to Grass as well. Grass has a really amazing matchup against him. His Grass resists are Jirachi and Klefki. So and Aselgor, I guess, too, but and Tornadus, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But those aren't all really that great of grass resist, so I'm packing some solid grass coverage, which should be able to just plow through this team here. In terms of what I'm not expecting, Aselgor, I'm not totally sure about. I don't think he's going to bother with it. I think he'd rather have Klefki, if I'm being honest here. I think he would much rather have Klefki. Excuse me, for things like Prankster Taunt against mons like Reuniclus. I think it's just a better spike stacker for him this week against me because I don't have a fire type than Aselgor is. And he could run like a Magnet Rise set and beat Garchomp as well. So there's a lot going his way with the Klefki. Tapu Lele, I'm fairly confident is coming. He actually hasn't brought it to my knowledge yet, but I would imagine it's coming. I'm not bringing Registeel for it because Registeel gets fucked by his Rain Sweepers. Politoed is definitely coming. So is Swampert. So is Jirachi. I think those are coming for sure. I think Volcanion's coming for sure. So I'd say those four are like guaranteed: the Politoed, the Volcanion, the Jirachi, and the Swampert. And then I think Klefki's likely coming, although I'm not entirely sure. And I'm not sold on what his last mon is going to be, but I don't think that it's going to be Tornadus. Tornadus really struggles against Zapdos. And so I just don't think he would opt into that, but he also might opt into it. It's sort of strange, because the threat of Lycanroc Dusk might go through his head, and he might be like, oh yeah, Gligar makes sense here, right? I did actually originally have Lycanroc Dusk on the team as a revenge killer for Shell Smash Omastar, but it didn't work out in terms of Lycanroc. I found something better that I wanted on the team, which was Garchomp, so we're rolling with this instead of the Lycanroc Dusk. So let's talk about my team now. I'm running a Drapion here. Fuck, I had a specific hit that I was taking with this investment, and I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah, I'm not meaning this. I want to take this seriously. We're currently in first place heading into week 12. Ahead of Sohan by 3 differential. I would really love to be first place. And if Balno wins his match against TPB, funnily enough, in week 11, that's why TPB's score only has... that's why TPB's score only has 10 games played, because he hasn't played Bibalno, who is right behind both me and Sohan. He's 8-2, and Sohan and I are both 9-2. So if I don't win out, then Bibalno might be able to catch me as well. At the moment, if I win this last game, there's no chance that he would be able to catch me. And if I win 4-0 or better, then Sohan couldn't catch me either. So Sohan's last game is against Joe and the Everton Empoleons, which I'm not sure how seriously they're going to take that match, but it seems likely to me that it would be a 6-0 in Sohan's favor, which would move Sohan to 10-2 plus 28. And he holds the tiebreaker over me, unfortunately, because of that stupid-ass crap that he pulled against my Reuniclus. So if I win 4-0 against TPP, then I will guarantee myself first seed. It really shouldn't matter. I just need to be able to get first or second seed, so I don't care all that much if Sohan passes me. But Sohan's been really... Sohan's been kind of mad that I've been taking his number 1 spot. So, yeah, again, I'm fine with first or second. I'd really prefer... actually, maybe second over first, because I feel like I would rather play Bash than play Lux in the first round. But there you go. So, I don't remember what I'm living specifically with this anymore. It was EV'd for something in particular, maybe Lele or something. This is my Lele check, in quotations. I don't know how much of an actual Lele check it's going to be, because I take Moonblast neutrally, but at least he won't be able to spam Psychic moves against me, which is kind of the good thing about that. It's a reliable-ish check to Jirachi. He'd have to flinch me to death, essentially, and I can get rid of an item with knockoff at the very least. It's AV, so I should be able to eat some hits from Volcanion if I don't get burnt, maybe get rid of some items. Getting rid of items is really important here, especially against him on like Gligar. Just getting rid of leftovers on some other things than a Violite on the Gligar is really important. Potentially getting rid of, like, I don't know, a White Herb on Omastar. For whatever reason he would want to switch that in, I don't know, but there you go. Poison Jab's there for the Lele. Knockoff for everything. Pursuit mainly for the Jirachi, although it can also catch the Lele switching out on me. And then Earthquake is there for the Volcanion, Omastar, etc. I don't have good coverage to hit the Mega Swampert with, like, at all. But I can... I'm not really staying on it. I shouldn't be staying on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage my sacks here. I've got a couple really good win cons at the end of the game. And my Zapdos in particular, I'll spoil it a little bit. I am running an offensive Zapdos. It's 14-4 this season. It's the kill leader on the team. Zapdos has an amazing offensive matchup here. And if I can get Zapdos in earlier rather than later, I can punch a gigantic hole in his team and put him on the back foot. So I think that that's going to be my plan, is try and like U-turn on Beedrill against anything and then go into Zapdos and force him into 50-50s against me, potentially, or taking a gigantic chunk of damage on things. If I can get rid of Politoed earlier, then Swampert is a much less of a threat when it doesn't have the speed boost. Potentially the Omastar is less of a threat when it doesn't have +4 in the rain after a Shell Smash, so there's a lot going well for me and the Zapdos, potentially. Yeah, again, Drapion, I don't know why I have this investment. Cannot remember. Excuse me. Garchomp, Yachi Berry. This is for Ice Punch Mega Swampert. And also, like, Ice Beam Omastar. I might be able to live a +2 Omastar hit. Not sure. But if I can, then it's a decent way to revenge kill it. It's a way to live an Ice Punch from the Jirachi and then kill that shit. Nothing else I don't think would really want to run ice coverage all that much. Maybe Tornadus. Everything else probably wouldn't bother. You know, maybe Politoed's got Ice Beam. I'm not sure. This is my Rock Setter. Rocks are important against the Volcanion just to chip it down. You know, he does have removal options. I don't think that they're that great of removal options, and so being able to punish his switches could be really helpful there. An SD dual stab, just in case I can get a chance to get up an SD. Garchomp can punch some holes as well. Not super worried about it dying. It's kind of been doing that a lot of the season, but there you go. Enough speed in here for Jirachi, and then I'm running Max Attack. Reuniclus, Life Orb, Trick Room. I just need Shadow Ball Psychic. Kind of just demolishes this team. Trick Room is really nice against a rain team, just as a backwards speed option, if you will, especially against the Prankster Mons too. You know, I know that both of his Prankster Mons can Prankster Taunt me out of Trick Room, but just revealing the Trick Room is enough of a threat, and then he has to eat a hit with Reuniclus, from Reuniclus still. So I don't overly care about my Life Orb being knocked off. I am Trick Room Recover with Life Orb. It's just a very offensive set. Again, another Mon that just absolutely punches holes in his team. If I can get early game momentum and sort of work around that, then I will be in such a good spot with the Zapdos late game or the Mimikyu late game that I'm very comfortable with just running this and rolling with it. Max special attack, max HP, a little bit of defense on there. You know, because I only need Shadow Ball Psychic, it's nice to have the Recover there as well and just make Reuniclus that much more of a problem late game. Even his special walls are not going to want to take this on. It's way too big of a problem for him to deal with. If he's like Scarf Lele under Terrain or something, then he's giving me Terrain afterwards as well. And so it'd be nice to have Trick Room and then Reuniclus under Terrain. That would be huge. That would be huge. Beedrill's next. I'm running U-Turn, Defog, Poison Jab, Drill Run. Very basic Beedrill set. I'm actually running Max Speed Jolly to speed tie with the Selgor just in case he wants to go for that and run like Water Shuriken in the rain for me. U-turn should be able to one-shot it. So, yeah, Beedrill's got a really good solid matchup here. I thought about running Knockoff for something like Jirachi coming in, or the Gligar, which would maybe be his Beedrill switch in. His Beedrill switch ins kind of suck, like might be Klefki, but I've got Drill Run there for the Jirachi and the Klefki instead. I've got Drill Run for the Volcanion, which I actually think Poison Jab's doing more, so I would rather click Poison Jab there. U-turn is just really good momentum, super solid way to break through Credilli, because it'll be super effective against Credilli, whereas Poison Jab will be neutral. U-turn, solid way to hit everything. It's just good momentum. Good momentum to get into a threat. I can threaten something out, something like an Acelgor, something like a Lele. If it's not Scarfed, I can threaten them out, and then go into something that can beat them, essentially. So that's the idea behind the Beedrill there. I obviously needed Defog for his Spike Stack bullshit. I don't want to deal with that crap. If he's running T-Spikes, then I just absorb them. I'm a grounded poison, so that works out in my favor. Zapdos is next. This is my offensive Zapdos. It's just HP Grass and Thunderbolt with Roost and Agility. Really, really solid way to break through his team. He doesn't have any way to deal with this. Thunderbolt fucks everything that's not immune, and then HP Grass is there for the Swampert and the Gligar. I'm not sure if it's doing more. I actually think it's doing the exact same amount of damage to the Omastar as Thunderbolt is, because of Stab. So HP Grass is 4 times super effective against the Omastar, but Thunderbolt's 2 times plus Stab, so I believe they're the same damage because of the 30 base power difference. Let me just calculate really quickly, because in that case I would rather click Thunderbolt against Omastar than HP Grass and go for the paralysis chance. Zapdos against Omastar. So we'll do Thunderbolt, and we'll do Hidden Power Grass. So actually Thunderbolt's doing more. So Thunderbolt's doing more by a long shot, actually. Thunderbolt should kill no bulk Omastar. And HP Grass is a roll to kill. Well, I'm max special attack, so both will kill, but Thunderbolt is doing more. So HP Grass it's really there for the Swampert, which is his main immunity to Zapdos. I could have run HP Ice, which would have hit the Gligar better, but would have hit the Swampert worse. I'd rather nuke the Swampert, because I think Gligar's a really passive mon, and it's kind of just bait for a lot of my team. Like Gligar, it doesn't do much, whereas Swampert's an offensive threat. So if I can HP Grass the Swampert, I'd rather do that. I've got Agility on the set so that I can outspeed all of his rain problems in the rain. I'm running max speed to speed tie with Jirachi, so after an Agility, I'll outspeed Scarf Jirachi as well. This is just a really solid set with Roost as well. I'll outspeed Scarf Lele and whatnot too. I can live a hit from that kind of stuff, although Volcanion and Rain is definitely a problem in terms of being able to hit me. That's a gigantic problem. And Thunderbolt's not killing it, especially if he's like an AV set. I'm in for a bad time. However, I'm comfortable with the Zapdos set, and I'm hoping that I can do some stuff with it. I've got Static on there for the Swampert, just in case I can't get an Agility up, and he might get staticked by making physical contact. I'd love to static the Jirachi if he's not a special set and he's physical. Love to static that. Last but not least is Mimikyu, running Wood Hammer, Swords Dance, Sneak, and Claw. So I've got no reason to run Play Rough here. He doesn't have a Dragon on the team, and nothing is weak to Fairy. Actually nothing is weak to Fairy on his team, so I had no reason to run Play Rough when I'm just going to miss anyways. It's a nice neutral hit against some things, but Shadow Claw is just better against all of it. He doesn't have a normal type either, so there's no Ghost immunity. Actually, he doesn't even have a Ghost resist. Everything is neutral to Ghost, so Shadow Claw was really solid there. The reason I'm bringing Grass EMZ over Ghost EMZ, I definitely debated this a lot. I believe Grass EMZ should be doing more to Volcanion, and this is another thing I'm just going to calculate here. So the main reason I'm bringing Wood Hammer, right, is I can nuke the Swampert and the Politoed. I don't need Grass EMZ to nuke either of them, but Grass EMZ is a nice nuke against the Volcanion. Ghost EMZ would be better to nuke something like Jirachi. I've got Sneak for it anyways. Be a better way to nuke the Klefki as well, but let me just... I am Adamant Mimikyu, but I'm not Life Orb, so we'll get rid of that, and I'll put Wood Hammer on. Wood Hammer, and we'll do Z against Volcanion, Specs Volcanion, Bloom Doom. So I'm doing 50 to 59 with Bloom Doom at the moment to no bulk Volcanion. If he's modest specs, no bulk. If he's max HP, I am doing 41 to 48 with Bloom Doom, and then if I'm at +2 after Swords Dance, I'm doing 82 to 97. So realistically, I just need a roll of rocks, and then at +2, I should be able to kill the Volcanion with Bloom Doom. If I was Z Shadow Claw, I would kill, actually. So there's really no reason for me to be Bloom Doom, now that I'm thinking about it. I kind of just wanted a gigantic nuke with the Woodhammer. I'm not sure if it's better against Gligar either, because that was the other mon that I was really considering, is Gligar, and Never Ending Nightmare is doing more to that as well. So I am just going to change it to Ghostium, because I thought of this great idea, and then Ghostium's actually better, so fuck me, I guess. But Ghostium C Shadow Claw is still good. Again, he doesn't have any ghost immunities, so I just get to kill something, really. Except for that Gligar, which apparently only takes 50%, 56% from +2. If it's a physically defensive variant, it's taking 56%. So I definitely have to be able to deal with that Gligar somehow. Really hoping the Drapion can knock off an item, and maybe if I die to the Gligar and I get rid of the Eviolite, then that's probably worth it. Because without the Eviolite, physically defensive Gligar takes 84.7 to 100. And if he's taken rocks, then it's an 81.3% chance for me to kill it. So yeah, lots to go through there. I'm really glad I calced this during the team builder. Otherwise, I would have gone into the match with Gracium Z, and Gracium Z is not that good because Woodhammer just beats Swampert and it beats Politoed anyways, especially because I'm adamant. So the speed investment on the Mimikyu is actually for Swampert. I outspeed max speed Swampert. Everything below Jirachi is kind of like irrelevant for me to speed creep, except for maybe Lele, which is maybe something I should have considered. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe that's something I should have considered. Outspeeding Lele. I don't know why I'm trying to rely on Shadow Sneak. This is Psychic Surge Lele, so I can't rely on Shadow Sneak to kill it. That's really bad. Why am I doing that? That's really bad. That's like really bad. Alright, well I might leave it. We're secured. Just so you guys know, we are secured. Before this game happens, we're secured into one of the top 4 seeds. Yeah, because if Mike 6-0s his opponent and I get 6-0'd, then he can still take my seed. But ideally, it's one of the first 2 seeds, like I said. I'd really rather not end up matching up against Sohan somehow. You know, if Sohan's locked into first seed, then I'd be fine taking 3rd seed, because then I don't play Sohan until the finals either way. That's basically the one person I'm trying to dodge is Sohan. I'm trying to dodge him all the way until the finals, because I just don't want to deal with his stupid-ass team anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked enough about TPB and the matchup and whatnot, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. I'm gonna leave the Mimikyu set as is. I don't care about the Lele. You know, I don't need to win this game to prove anything to myself. You know, if I go 10-2, then that's great. If I don't go 10-2, then whatever. I don't care that much about the 10-2 record. I really care more about playoffs and where I'm gonna go in playoffs now. So I'm just having a little bit of fun with this matchup, but sort of taking it a little bit more seriously, so that I can transition into playoffs on a non-memey sort of way and just be able to hopefully come in on a win at the very least. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the match against TPB and the Daytona Tirtougas.